Well, hello and welcome to the episode number 2 of Hey, That's Easy, the variety show showcasing topics that are helpful and easy. I'm your host, Lawton Luntz. Episode 2 features New Year's resolutions made easy. Whether you're making some lifestyle changes, buying a home, or looking for easy ways to earn money, this show will offer some expert tips to get you started. My co-host is Ava and I. Thank you so much for being here and joining me as always on this show's journey. Ava, if you're willing to disclose, what's one of your New Year's resolutions? Have you made any?
Hello, Lawton. Hello, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Every year I make so many. Save more money, of course, lose weight, eat healthier. This year, I think I want to contribute to more charities. Every year it's something new. And, you get that, push in the beginning, but then you lose steam. And by usually mid-March, you're back to your old habits.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to do that this year. I feel like every year, every January is there's this renaissance of weight loss. It's kind of the goal. And then by the end of the year, I kind of gain everything back. And it's kind of a cycle. I got to get out of it eventually, but it's all good.
Only we could. But now maybe we can.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, well, like I said, I don't want to fall off the wagon just yet. I'm gonna stay focused, stay on it, and then hopefully by the February show, I'll have some good things to report. Well, now I mentioned in the open that this was a variety show about everything easy, but it's also a collaboration between the University of Phoenix and the communities team from Xfinity. Ava, tell us, what is 2021 going to offer our viewers from the University of Phoenix?
Oh my goodness. I know everybody's heard of University of Phoenix, and I'm so proud of the alliance we have with Comcast, such an amazing benefit for those employees. And I've helped so many over the years. And I certainly feel that the University of Phoenix gives people the option to fulfill that resolution of finishing that degree. Finally. So a very generous transfer policy. We can help you order your transcript if the college allows. So that's a really great benefit. Free application, undergraduate classes as little as 5 weeks long, MBA masters just 6 weeks. So a lot of benefits to choosing University of Phoenix. And we do partner with hundreds of companies out there. So your employer could offer you a discount, and you can get a discount through us being in the alliance. So do visit phoenix.edu and then go to tuition and ways to save money and enter your employer. And you might just find that you're one of our alliance partners who gets a great deal, such as Comcast. You guys get unlimited bachelor's degree classes, unlimited, and MBA and masters, just 6 weeks long each. So such a great deal there for them. And I'm so happy to work with you guys. But yeah, just a generous transfer policy, short classes, free application. We have classes starting almost every month. So that's just great. Don't lose your momentum for the New Year's resolution. So we can help you really piece together that degree and finish it. So if you were like me, who had all these different colleges, you can kind of pull all them, put it together, see where you're at, and finish that degree this year for 2021. No better time during these crazy isolation and pandemic times. So I think it's a great deal for everybody. So I look forward to helping you. And I believe we have a barcode you guys can put up that will flash. Is that going to flash now or a little bit later, Lon? Oh, there it is. Oh, goodness. That's the biggest barcode I've ever seen.
Yeah, they can either scan that QR code or, of course, your number was listed below there, Ava. I'm sure you're more than welcoming for people to get in touch with you, text you, figure out a way, because like you said, we're a partner of yours. Our company Comcast is definitely a partner. And hey, if you get, I think it's a B or better in all the classes, it's paid for. So.
Yes, and if you want to just flash that barcode one more time, I'll explain how to use it. I know most of us during the pandemic have used a barcode now for a menu at a restaurant. You just act like you're going to take a picture of it with your phone. And we have programs to fit almost everybody. Business degrees, everything from business, human resources, marketing, technology, great technology degree options. I know that's been very popular with the Comcast employees. So just so many options, everything from education, finance, accounting, human resources, business. So something for everybody. And I'd love to help. So just scan that barcode if anyone's interested in completing that degree this year. And you would just hover over it and then fill out the form and we can help you. So thank you, Lawton,
sounds good
for that.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, see, at our company, it's, this year is really all about Xfinity Mobile, and in my portfolio, it's all about the customer experience. That's essentially what my role does. So I would challenge anybody that is, maybe a competitor customer like a Sprint or T-Mobile, do yourself that favor once a year. It's your duty to go on and just and go online, xfinitymobile.com, and check it out. Check out all the deals and compare prices, because if you can save some money and get great service, why pay more, right? And then on top of that, I always say for the customer experience aspect, you can see down there the 734-887-6008. You can call or text that number anytime. And I'm personally willing to help. I just had a customer reach out to me from West Michigan tonight, far out of my area, and I was able to pair him with a rep. So you're seeing now the Xfinity Mobile online. That's just from today. A lot of new deals. I just got the Galaxy Note 20, and now they have a 21. So I just bought that like 2 months ago. Now I feel like I'm outdated, Ava.
We're getting up there in years, Lawton. But yeah, they're always coming out with the newest, latest version. That's for sure.
Well, coming up on tonight's episode, we have Baltimore's own Chef Kayla. She's back. She's going to join us to offer some easy meal planning and weight loss tips. Later, Dave Sweet from Revival Collectibles will be here to show us all how to make money with things right in our own home. But up first, if she's ready, we have Erin Capriati from Keller Williams Realty. Erin, thanks so much for joining us. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for being on tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So, Erin, buying a home is a common New Year's resolution, especially if it meets the individual's requirements. As we move into this new year, what are some trends that you are seeing?
Well, amidst the pandemic, it's been a little crazy. I think the biggest trend we're really seeing is that people are kind of moving out of the cities. They're kind of getting away from the city life, ready to spread out a little, go into the suburb area. And we're seeing a lot more people being eligible to buy a house that weren't before, because the rates are just so incredibly low. So it's really empowered people to make that move, which is awesome.
That's great. And I have a question for you, Erin. So why get an agent? We're living in the Zillow technology. There's an app for everything, right? I'm kind of wondering, times have changed. Why have an agent? What are the benefits? Because I know a lot of us are sleuthing out there looking for that new house.
Look, first of all, I think the biggest thing for first-time home buyers to know is that your agent is absolutely free. There is no cost to have a real estate agent. You wouldn't go and do anything without a professional. This is the biggest purchase of your entire life. So there's no reason to not hire somebody that's going to educate you so that you can make the best decisions. This is a huge deal, right? So why not hire an agent? That's the real question.
Right.
Well, agents also know the market. They're very familiar. And I know coming up here, there's going to be a graphic that showcases a few small tips featured from your expertise. So we'll talk about those shortly. But is there anything else that you're seeing out there as far as like what are people liking? Is it still bathrooms and kitchens? Are they looking for new? Are they looking for fixer-uppers?
So, we're still seeing everybody wants that nice new kitchen, the gray and white, the turnkey ready home, especially with a lot of millennials buying right now. I feel like they want just that move-in ready home. But a big trend that we're seeing right now is that it's a seller's market. And what that means is there's such little inventory that there's a ton of buyers that are just waiting for a house to hit the market. So it makes it a little more difficult for buyers to really land that home because there's so much competition. So again, another reason that you really need a good agent to negotiate and to use their tools to help you land that home that you really want.
Yeah, you already mentioned hiring an industry expert. That's tip number one, and then prepare and understand like credit, market, and what your budget is number two.
Yeah. So, any first step is going to be a buyer's consultation. So whether you're ready to buy right now or 2 years or a year, we need to have a conversation about what we can do to get you ready. And another big thing as far as professional is a mortgage lender. Again, free to a buyer. We don't get paid until that house closes. And you really need to know your standing. You need to know what your credit is. You need to know what your options are. The more education that we can provide you, the better you're going to be set up and ready to go when you're ready.
And then after that, it's start shopping. Get out there and check some things out.
That's the easy part. The easy part's the shopping.
Not so much in a seller's market, as you said.
No, definitely not. But I mean, even more reason to be ready, right? Like you got to be ready to jump and ready to go. When you see that house, we got to be ready to make the move, you know?
Absolutely. And Erin, what can you say to someone who's a little afraid to buy that first house? I know it can be a daunting experience. Have times changed? You mentioned loans are easier to acquire now. Somebody who has maybe fair to decent credit, how much money down should someone expect? I mean, I know back in the day, my parents' day, it was like 25% down or 20% down, and that's it. You had to basically borrow and steal.
I think for a lot of first-time home buyers, they're just like, well, I just don't have enough money. And that's just not true. So you're really, if you look at graphs and models, you're really going to save money by buying a home. And there are so many programs out there now that can help you with down payments. There are loans that you can get 3.5% down, 0% down. And with a good agent, we can also work with the seller to actually get some of your closing costs and your down payment paid for by the seller. So there are so many things that we can do to really get you into a home. And, they shouldn't be afraid. Just ask questions, educate yourself. That's the biggest thing that you can do. So you're ready.
Erin, we thank you so much for coming to talk with us. As many of our viewers can see here, your business card is up. We're gonna feature your info on our Facebook page.
Awesome.
And cavalcade is a national company. For those that are not in Erin's specific area, New Jersey, feel free to reach out to her. She'd be happy to link you up with an agent in your city. Erin, thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. We're a national company, like you said. So any area I can help refer a perfect agent for the city that you're in. So
thanks so much, Erin.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be seeing you again, hopefully, on the next show. All right.
Well, interesting timing, Ava, as you were just saying you were looking at homes this past weekend. I mean, you're kind of currently in the market, right?
I'm just dabbling, putting my foot in there, and the water's cold for yeah. You look at a house now, and sometimes you have 20 bids now. So yeah,
you gotta be on it.
Beginners. Oh, shout out, Hugo. Thank you.
Lots of viewers.
Oh, look what Hugo wrote. He's getting his IT degree with you. You go, Hugo.
Yeah. Another benefit. He's actually a colleague of mine, and he's again going to school. If he can pass all those classes, he will be $3.99.
He's a go-getter, absolutely. It looks like Erin's a go-getter, and we just always have the best guests, Lawton. So I'm just so excited to do this show. And New Year's resolutions aside, always just a great time to learn new things and learn.
We've been lucky so far. Now, our next guest, we were going to welcome fitness coach Sarah Zane. Unfortunately, good news and bad news about her. The good news is that she's on vacation in Costa Rica, so that's really good news for her. And we were unable to get a connection. But we were talking earlier about some fitness tips. Obviously, you're familiar with Sarah and her fitness and personal training services. Talk about some of those quick tips to help people stay on track that you've learned from her.
And I know we're going to be hearing from Kayla a little bit later, and she's got some great nutrition tips. So I'll try and leave, that side of it out. But Sarah has been a real inspiration to me over the years. I've known her since I was 16, and some of the great things she's imparted on me is, first off, always try to eat not processed foods. Just eat healthy. Don't worry so much about the calories, all that excess, but just think about what you're eating and think about it being healthy and putting it into your machine of a body, right? So as long as you stay healthy, like I made the switch to Ezekiel bread versus regular bread. It's, a grain bread, made out of plants, a plant-based bread. So, just making those little choices to not eat processed. Before I want to binge, when you get really hungry, sometimes you want to eat something like big or a cheeseburger or something really bad for you, pizza. I always say, make yourself have the salad first. If you have the salad first, 9 times out of 10, you won't pick up that pizza slice. So you kind of stay on track. As far as fitness goes, for me, I like to make it fun. I like to do Zoom workouts. I know the pandemic has kind of made gyms a little bit inaccessible to the everyday person, but I know some of them are opening up in certain areas. But for me, it actually works better for my schedule because I can do that without worrying about how I look or going to a gym or driving somewhere. A nice Zoom workout, and you have your friends to hold you accountable there. You all do it together. So a lot of them are being offered free right now. So just a really great time to do that, or just set your timer for 20 minutes and just do whatever you like. That's sometimes what I do. Just 20 minutes. I'll do push-ups, sit-ups, planks, some light lifting weights, just anything I do. Sometimes I just dance for 15, 20 minutes. So whatever gets your body moving, it's all about just moving that body. The more lethargic you are, the less you're going to do. And that really does help with stress. And I know we have a great guest coming on from University of Phoenix to talk about stress and de-stressing and motivation. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I know Sarah will join us again, but the one thing she's really taught me is make those lifestyle choices. So just give yourself, that 20 minutes in the morning. Don't eat processed foods. Just give yourself a couple things. Just change a couple little things. Don't go crazy. I think with New Year's resolutions, we all go crazy. We're like, I'm going to go down to 1,000 calories a day and I'm not going to eat anything but greens. And, that's impossible to keep up. Change happens slowly, but it comes from habit. So just doing those little things to change first, that won't affect your life too much.
Well, our next guest is definitely going to agree with you on that. You don't have to change everything, but you have to change a few things. Exercise and diet go hand in hand. I have been told in the past by a personal trainer that it's difficult to outrun a bad diet. But our next guest can help, and we welcome at this time Chef Kayla Vaughn. I should say newly certified weight loss specialist, Kayla Vaughn. So
yes.
You can now shop for the food, cook the food, design the meal plan, and then deliver it. Is that accurate?
Sort of.
Okay, I'm close.
We have, since we've last talked, I am now a NSM certified weight loss specialist. And I no longer do the cooking. I've stepped out of the kitchen in the meal prepping realm simply because I would like to focus my energy on working directly with the client and building their relationship with food. And I feel like they become dependent on me to make the food. It's like, I want you to know how to work your meal plan. I want you to know how to utilize the tool that I've given you, because I know how the meal plan works, and me coming to do it is not as effective, because the moment you can't have me, then the work that we've put together,
Nice.
You see it fall by the wayside very quickly. Full pun intended.
The weight loss certification. So you're certified now. What kind of impact have you seen on your business so far?
So far, outside of changing the meal prep, I've been working with a lot of other fitness professionals, ghostwriting meal plans for their business so that they're able to offer their clients, if you're a personal trainer, or even if you're a yoga instructor or some sort of fitness professional, if you have clients that are worried about their waistline, I've been offering them meal plans because I do offer the nutritional facts as well as proper portioning and an itemized grocery list in my meal plan. So they have the option of making it fully branded for them so that when their client sees it, they don't see me.
Right.
So
now this whole journey really started back when you were like 16 years old. Is that accurate?
Yes. I very first started my weight loss journey right before senior prom. I was a whopping 245 pounds.
Wow.
And I just was not having it. So we took that summer leading up to senior prom and all of my 12th grade year leading up to senior prom as well as graduation. And I was working out, eating right, still going to school, extracurricular activities. I lost my first 45 pounds that year. And then I spent the rest of my life kind of just like in limbo between 200 and 195 pounds. And I was cool with that. I mean, when you're 245 pounds, 195, you can rock with that for a while. Like,
sure. I mean, that's 50 pounds. That's a huge weight.
Takes discipline to lose weight.
And to keep it off for as long as I did. That right there is what really pushes me to want to coach and consult with weight loss people that have weight loss goals, because it's one thing to, I lost 15 pounds in February, and then you turn around and it's April and you're 20 pounds heavier. It's like losing it and keeping it off, I feel like are equally as difficult, and people underestimate that. Right. Getting it off, but can you keep it off? Let's see. That this year, 2020, I lost another 45 pounds. I'm down to 150 as of now, and I've been maintaining 150 I think I hit the 150 mark in October.
That's
So
amazing.
I've been
Congrats.
maintaining October, and that means I survived Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And you didn't have to give up everything. I think we talked about this before. It's not like you
Absolutely not.
just stopped eating meat or got rid of dairy entirely. You just were really cautious about the portions.
We have a question for Kayla, Chef Kayla, from Elisa. I just started HelloFresh. Does Coach Kayla have any thoughts on home delivery services like HelloFresh, Blue Apron, etc.? What a great question, Elisa. Thank you.
Yes. I personally, I feel like calories, it doesn't matter what kind of diet meal plan you're on. If you don't know how many calories you're consuming, you're setting yourself up for failure. And I noticed that I've worked with clients that use HelloFresh and Blue Apron and so on and so forth. Granted, they portion it out for you. They still don't tell you what the breakdown is, how many calories is in this particular meal, how much salt is in this particular meal. And if that's something, if it's convenient you're after, then HelloFresh and Blue Apron are fine. Because it takes all of the guesswork as far as like what you're preparing. But if weight loss and seeing results is your goal, I wouldn't advise them, because they are processed food. You have to get it from there to here to you. Mm-hmm. So many hands have had their part in your meal planning. I can't say it's a good alternative for cooking your meal at home with a itemized, calculated meal plan that tells you exactly how much food you should be eating, so that you never have to guess.
That's actually brilliant. Yeah, we need to know what they're putting in the food. Only way to control it is to do it yourself, right?
Get it yourself, getting the weight on. You're going to have to do it yourself, getting the weight off. There is no shortcuts. You just gotta, slow and steady wins the race every single time.
Count
you
your
didn't wake
calories.
up with 50 pounds on you. I can guarantee that.
So three quick tips from Chef Kayla, like just to the easiest change you can make for a New Year's resolution. What would you say are the three?
First tip, be kind to yourself. Understand that you are trying to break cycles that are conscious as well as subconscious. And that these things are not going to break just because you made a decision at the beginning of the year. Now, if you're serious about it, then you're serious about it. But I feel like if you are going into this with I need to do this because of that, no. Be kind. Realize that you are just as beautiful or as handsome as you are in the present moment. And as you make these changes, whether it be an up or a down, be kind to yourself. This is a process. You're going to unpack a whole lot of other things outside of pounds if you do this right. And you got to really be gentle with the changes that you're putting your body through. Tip number 2 is celebrate small victories. I personally don't see anything as a small victory, whether it be if you drink 4 sodas a day and you only had 3. That right there, pat on the back. If you like to celebrate with, going out with your friends, like let's go shoot some pool. I didn't have a soda today. Like celebrate those small wins, because it releases, dopamine and the satisfaction hormone in the brain. It makes you want to keep doing it. Like, okay, all right, I went 3 days with no soda. Let's see if we can make it a week and I'll have a soda on the 6th day, because you can still have soda. But if the goal here for you is to separate yourself from a, relationship, you have to put some distance between you and the two until you are in a place where you can control yourself.
Very good stuff.
Number 3.
Another one.
Hire me as your I will make sure those calories are counted. I'll make sure that water is drank. This is 40 ounces. I had to order this online. I will make sure that every goal that you are putting together are, realistic. Number 1, I'm going to be 110% honest with you at all times. I'm going to support you, tough love as well as sweet love.
Yes.
But we are going to make this happen. So if you're serious, and you don't all the way know, okay, how do I make these changes? And you would like a one-on-one consultation with me, you can go right over to chefkjv.com and schedule your initial consultation with me. And if you are a weight loss professional in need of meal plans of your own, you can also email me at privatechefk, that's Kay, at gmail.com with the subject heading meal plan ghostwriting.
Awesome. Amazing to have you on the show. I'm going to end this segment by giving you a ringing endorsement and give you some good news on my end. So Chef Kayla and I had a virtual consultation about 3 weeks ago, and she gave me a few tips, and I set my goals at 1 pound a week. That's all I wanted to do, lose a pound a week for the whole year. And so weigh in on yesterday morning, we're down 7. So yep. So small victories. I'm hoping to continuously provide you with news, and I will report back. I promise.
And now, guess what? I'm going to do something with you. My goal this summer is to lose another 25 pounds.
Ooh.
But I lost my first 45 pounds just changing my diet. I didn't go to the gym. I will be losing a 25 gym pounds. Like, these are toned, working out, sweating pounds, not just not eating after 7 p.m. pounds.
Hey, listen, anybody can be proud of your story, and anybody can be inspired by it too. That it's incredible to hear. We always appreciate you having you on, Chef. An honor and a privilege, and we will talk soon. Thanks so much for coming on tonight.
Hi.
You guys have a fabulous evening. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Celebrate those small wins, guys, because they add up. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Kayla.
Once again, Chef Kayla, Baltimore's own. Can you believe she's only 24 years old?
I can't. No, she's got a very mature voice. Great advice.
Yeah, when I first met Kayla, she was doing in-home chef services, as you saw from the video there, and she still does some of that. But this whole weight loss journey has really kind of taken her business in a different direction. And now it's like they say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's exactly the route she's going. And the fact that she has that kind of vision at such a young age is impressive. Honestly.
She's going to do great things. Yeah, we're going to be following her closely, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, but that was wonderful. So, yeah.
We have Chris Dennis after the break from the University of Phoenix. We'll be back in a moment with more Hey, That's Easy.
How is everyone?
Hello.
Okay, so did you get the email that I sent yesterday? Okay, you're all set.
Thanks, Mom.
Get ready for a sprint and up, out of your saddle and working hard.
Now that you do it all from home, make sure your home can do it all. Get the speed, coverage, security, and control you need with Xfinity XFi.
Welcome back to Hey, That's Easy. Well, we've completed the fitness, diet, and real estate portion of our show. We've given tips, easy tips for all of those. And our next guest will assist with the mental health portion. Now, Ava, this is a colleague of yours, so tell us more about this next guest.
Hi, Chris. Hi there. I've had the pleasure of working with Chris before. We actually both grew up in South Jersey, small world, even though he's coming to us from Arizona tonight. But yeah, Chris does some amazing things for University of Phoenix, Learning and Development Manager. He teaches wellness sessions, coaching. Basically, he's a certified inside track coach, I believe, predictive index practitioner. You'll have to tell us what that is. And mindfulness facilitator. So Chris is that guy that can help you de-stress in your life, gives you techniques to help you do that, helps coach employees to be their best self. So I've really enjoyed working with him, and a lot of employees have learned a lot from him. So welcome, Chris. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be with you.
Awesome.
I know. So
your thing.
What I do is I focus a lot on, what stresses us out. And if you've been around this year, the world's been stressing us out more than regular with so many things going on. And the number one need in a lot of employers is more wellness support. And of course, beyond employers, everybody is needing this more. So what I focus on is mindfulness. And I guess the question to ask yourself is, are you, Ava, are you, Lawton, fully present for your lives?
No, probably not.
Probably not, right? Because typically we're stuck either in the past, ruminating over whatever happened, whatever email I received, whatever that person said to me, or I'm fixating and worrying about the future, what's going to happen next. And typically that causes us some suffering, some dissatisfaction, because we're focusing on either holding on to things or pushing things away, or just burying our head in the sand. So mindfulness is the psychological process of waking up to the present moment. It does derive from a lot of philosophical and religious traditions, but really, when it comes down to it, it's about being right here in this moment at 30 minutes and 50 seconds, I think, is how long we've been on the air, to be here in this second right now. And a lot of the benefits that we have seen as and by we, I mean researchers out in the field, not me personally. Researchers out in the field over the past 30 years have found heightened abilities to deal with stress, to lower your blood pressure, supports heart health. It supports, of course, being a little bit more cognitively flexible, not being so fixed in someone's mindset, and ultimately a sense of calm and relaxation.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So what do you do for University of Phoenix? You basically come on, are you doing a lot of virtual work at this time?
Yeah, for sure. This past year, the whole organization went online. And of course, University of Phoenix is known for online coursework. And of course, we have campuses all over the place. But we would typically support our staff in person. So it's been a big shift. So we lead weekly mindfulness sessions. And then on Tuesday nights, for the general public, we have a session that you can certainly share in the chat or on the screen. It's called Peace Mountain. Kind of a lofty goal, but it's the opportunity to sit down for a moment. So when it comes to, let's say, how do I put this into practice? A lot of people think about like meditation. I have to go off to the forest, or somewhere in South Jersey, Ava, and sit there and be very calm and serene. That's not the case. I'm in my guest room at my house. You're probably somewhere like that too. You can take 1 minute, 5 minutes to just sit and do nothing. And that's sort of like charging your phone so that your phone works when you're out in your life. So if I can sit here and charge my phone metaphorically, then when I'm talking with my wife, when I'm working with a colleague, when I'm with a friend, there's a little bit of space between stimulus and response, between what they say and the reaction I have. And I could be more purposeful in the way in which I communicate. I could also be more aware of my emotions when I get a little angry, when I get frustrated, when I get anxious. And it gives me a little bit more agency in my life. So what I thought I'd do, if you're open to it, is to slow things down for a little bit and to do just 90 seconds of practice. Do you want to do that?
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Awesome. It would be really weird if you said no. All right. So you don't need this, of course, but I have a bell, $10 on Amazon. Anything. It could be when you're sitting waiting for the red light, that's your bell, or you hear your phone ring, that's your bell. I'd like to just ring the bell, and I'd like for the next 90 seconds for us to do absolutely nothing. So take a moment, viewers at home, to just sit there. And I'm going to lead you through 90 seconds of mindfulness practice, and then we will wrap up. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so just take a moment to find a little stillness in your body, sitting in a way that's natural, where you can breathe in an unrestricted way. And I'd like for you to just place your focus on your breath, keeping your eyes open or closed, somewhere in the middle maybe. And just notice the breath coming in your nose. And then let it go. And continue that, accepting the breath. And then letting it go. And as you sit, just notice, without judging, what your body feels like today. Maybe a little tense, maybe neutral. Just notice what it's like to be you today. And when thoughts come, this isn't a practice of stopping thoughts. It's a practice of letting them pass like clouds through a sky, and then just returning to the breath. Just knowing that this is a moment for you. There's no way to do this right. There isn't a goal. I sit just to sit. If I'm in my life, I wash the dishes and I just wash the dishes. I'm driving and I'm just driving. I'm presenting in front of many, many people, and that's the only thing that's happening right now. So I think that was about 90 seconds. Of course, if you only have 90 seconds to do that, if you have 30 seconds, shoot. If you have one breath in your day where you can just say adult timeout, that's enough. We practice where I teach about 15 minutes once a week. And of course, you can practice on your own. But we come together because it's hard to do this by yourself. Just like Coach Kayla was saying, sometimes it's hard to stay on a diet when you don't have an accountability partner. So we come together once a week. You are more than welcome to come to our free event. It's open to the public. And I'm sure we'll post some information about that. So
yes,
Ava, Lawton, any questions? If not, thank you so much.
No, it's an honor to have you. And I think the point really hits home when you said you have to take time for yourself at any point in time during the day, even if it's just a couple of minutes. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway that I have from.
And we don't do it. We don't do it. And now, fortunately or unfortunately, we have a lot more time in this place that we're in.
That is true. You really like the space that you're in. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Noticing your life without judging it. That's the key.
But you know what? I think it almost never ends. Work never ends. Personal life never starts. It's almost like that blending because we're working from home now. So I think that more than ever, these techniques to kind of just.
Yeah. And I love that the title of this is called That's Easy, because sitting with that is the easiest, hardest thing I've ever done.
Yes, I would agree.
Somebody commented that you remind them of Eckhart Tolle. I believe that was Elisa.
Okay. I don't know how to take that. Lovely man, I'm sure.
You're a good man, sir. Chris, we appreciate you coming to the show. We'll definitely get this information posted on our Facebook site for any viewers or any of us that are interested in joining that free weekly session. Chris Dennis, everyone.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks for joining. I like that guy. I've never met him. He's gonna have to come to one of our company events and chill everybody out.
I was gonna say, you know what? He is available by appointment.
I'm sure.
for people to book him and be able to utilize him. So do get a hold of me if you're interested in maybe having Chris do something with your company, because he does do that from time to time. Happy to help.
Awesome. Well, hey, our next guest works behind the scenes on this show as our director. He's also the host of The Task Force. It's a streaming sports show on multiple platforms, including YouTube and Facebook. He's also an on-air personality at 97.1 The Ticket in Detroit. And, of course, he's been a partner of ours for many productions. Please welcome Mr. Dan Leach at this time.
Good day.
How's it going, sir?
That guy, Chris, is what in the business we would call a great whiz. That guy, I did the whole breathing thing. And it's funny because I'm super hyper, as you both know, and my viewers know. But I actually try to do that, what he talked about, because I learned that when I went to a boarding school called the Cascade School for high school in California. And we did a lot of like therapeutic, emotional growth type work. And I was taught that at a very young age, when I was 15, 16 years old. And it really makes a difference. And I know we just did 90 seconds, but you could do 5 minutes, you could do 10 minutes and just, get your body and your mind still and just be in yourself. Mm-hmm. It really changes things. So that was awesome stuff. I definitely want to get involved in that session.
Absolutely. Hey, well,
let's all do it together.
Let's do it. By the way, Ava, I was told that your sister's boyfriend is a huge fan. That is very emotional for me. So
yeah,
my boyfriend.
He's wanted to meet you or talk about sports. He's just obsessed with sports, and I'm sure he's going to make a comment any moment now. But yeah, I mean, he loves your segment on sports every time we've done the show. You know me, I love the Jets, of course.
Well, at least you guys fired Adam Gase, but you got the fan favorite here in Detroit, who actually I brought on my show on 97.1 last year, knowing if Matt Patricia, our previous coach, got fired, that he would have a chance of coming here. He's the first Arabic American head coach, the first Arabic American coordinator in NFL history, and now he's the Jets coach. So you might have a chance now. Robert Super Saleh, as I call him.
Well, he likes the Patriots, and I don't see any comments from him at the moment, so maybe he's all commented out.
What the heck? I was going to send him an autographed picture for free. I normally charge at least $100 for this. Lawton knows that. But if he doesn't make a comment, he's not getting one.
Hearing that? Absolutely. And I'm glad that, Chris was on the show. So if we want to all get together and do some mindfulness, maybe we need it this year.
Yeah, you guys have done a phenomenal job tonight. And dare I say, whoever's directing the show, fantastic too. But no, you guys are great. And this is what we need. You kind of have had all your guests say this. We're living in a pretty crazy time for many different reasons. And these are the kind of shows that I love being involved with because people need that mindfulness, kind of prodding. People need the ability to figure out if they need to lose some weight or get healthy, what to do. And buy a house. There's all really good things tonight. So kudos to you two, Fine Whizzes.
Well, we have some pretty important NFL games coming up before our February show. I definitely want to get
There's NFL games? I wasn't aware of that.
There's a couple. Those picks in a moment, though. First, you've always been an advocate for mental health, dedicating some of your shows in like sometimes your entire 4-hour block on 97.1 The Ticket to that specific topic. In addition, you've had to make some diet changes recently. I feel like so much of this show is connected to you in some way.
Yeah, it really has. And I got some great news to report. So today's the 19th. Over the weekend, on the 22nd, it'll be 10 years sober for me. So that's a big, I still can't believe, I can believe it, but it's 10 years sober is 10 years sober. So I'm very proud of that. And I do use my platform on both radio and all these multiple other, areas that I do these days to try to advocate and let people know they're not alone and try to help them, much the way you guys are doing with this show tonight. But as far as the mental health thing goes, unfortunately, I've lost too many, we all have, too many people to, whether it's been an overdose, whether it's been a suicide. I just lost my stepbrother a couple of years ago to an overdose, and I lost a friend to a suicide, two good friends in the last couple of years. So I do whatever I can, aside from the sports and entertainment talk, which I love, and that's helping people's days have excitement in them for that whatever period of time they hear me or hear a radio show or watch a TV show. But I think it's very important to know that there are so many people struggling and that they're not alone. And I work with a charity called the National Alliance of Mental Illness. They're national, but they have a great chapter here. My good friend Tony Mitchell and Leon Judd and his wife, Mary Sue Ellen, they do a great job raising awareness and helping people in need here in Michigan. And I've loved working with them. I've emceed their golf outing, Skids and Pins, for now it's 8 years, and gone to all the different events they have. And I just think that it's important, for people not just like myself that have a voice, but other people that are just involved and want to be involved in helping others, which we all need right now, just to be a little nicer to everyone, open the door for someone, carry an older person's groceries, and whatever it is, that there's also people that have serious issues when it comes to depression or addiction and many other things. And I think that it's very important. What I try to do whenever I can is put a light on that, because it's great to have fun. It's great to talk Lions football, even though they always drive me crazy. It's fun to talk playoffs like we won a Mid-Atlantic. But I think that it's very important also to take, like Chris just mentioned, part of the day to, take care of yourself, part of the day to try to help others. And I always will continue to do that. It's helped me stay sober, A, and B, be able to do things that put good energy back into the world, which has been something that's been lacking, I think, for a lot of different reasons in many different areas. So I'm honored to be able to do that. It means a lot to be part of the charities I work with. And it means a lot to be a part of a show like this where you two put a ton of time in to help others. And, the title is Hey, That's Easy, because it's easier than people think, but you're trying to make people have that easier way of getting things in their life to be better.
Aww.
So awesome.
Nice.
We're trying, man.
We got a lot of comments here.
We
Let
do?
me just roll through a couple of these. Yeah, we got one from Hugo. He wants me to remind Lauren who the greatest QB of all time is. I don't know, maybe the TB12 guy? That guy?
Oh, that's on TB12. You got to.
Eric says Boston rocks. Yeah, kind of. I used to live near Boston, so one of my boarding schools was in New Hampshire. And here's a message from your sister. Eric loves the Squatch. If people don't know, I am. You know what? I'll even go a step further.
I think he's going to get that signed photo.
For the last couple of years, more than that, I've always been into Sasquatches. And I kind of known as the Sasquatch. So here's my guy. There's my guy.
No.
And I'm going to break a little bit of news here. It's not official yet, but there is a chance that the Squatch myself is going to be on a pretty big network TV game show as the Squatch in the next, half a year or so. So stay tuned for that.
How cool.
It's good stuff. Well, our good colleague Hugo brought up Tom Brady, as many people consistently do. He's playing in one of these games we're talking about coming up. I'd like to get your picks. Right now on the NFC, AFC championship games, and of course, who you think is going to come out victorious after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. That last weekend was crazy. I've been on the Bills for a long time, and really, really have felt that Josh Allen has shown that he could be a ridiculously incredible quarterback. Is that B-roll showing? I think we want to pause it for a minute. I'm sorry.
I don't see it just yet.
Yeah, sorry. A little freeze screen here. We'll get that in a second. But Josh Allen's been incredible, and the Bills are going to be in a situation where they might get lucky and get a Kansas City team without the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. And you look at what Kansas City has done, last year's Super Bowl champions, and have really found a way to just continue to get out of bad situations when games are close and blow out teams when they need to. So it's been something, to behold when it comes to Kansas City and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, I hope gets a head coaching job. But it is also one of these things where it is very tough to go back to back in the NFL. So that's going to be a really interesting game. I picked Kansas City and New Orleans before the season, and I'm not going to switch now. And then in the other game, Drew Brees, if you're going to go out that way, that's just incredible to go out that badly. 3 interceptions, and the Saints really just shooting themselves in the foot.
They've been in snake in the last few years in the playoffs too. I mean, they've had it's been catch and the bad call with the Rams, the pass interference, or no call. They've had some really rough luck in the playoffs. I feel bad for the Saints fans.
No, they really have, and it's another thing where you look at what Tampa has done in year one with Brady, and he is the greatest ever. We all know that. But to do it, I thought they would be okay this year. I thought maybe they get to the playoffs because they have a good defense. They've got Ndamukong Suh, and they've got some pieces on offense with Ronald Jones and Gronk and Mike Evans. But I did not think it was going to be as good as it was. And of course, they caught a Saints team playing a bad game. But I just love what Brady's been able to do. The team has been wildly inconsistent. But I just think that it's been really impressive to see what a guy in his first year with the team after 20 years in New England has been able to do. And then they get Aaron Rodgers, who you would think would have – and Tom Brady even has said this. Aaron Rodgers is probably the best quarterback at the position of quarterback ever. Him, Peyton Manning, there's others you can bring up there. But as far as the position itself, Manning and Aaron Rodgers are the two best. And Brady said that if Rodgers played on New England, he might have 8 Super Bowl titles right now. So to see him only have 1 and to have a chance to get that second title, the fact that Brady's got to go into Lambeau Field in an NFC title game, I just think it's going to be too much. I think the Packers, to me, have been a team that has been overvalued at times. They are the 1 seed. The only team that has home field advantage in the playoffs. In the NFC, you only have 1 team in each conference. But I just think it's going to be too tough to go in there. We'll see if there's any weather issues. I was looking at the weather earlier. It looks like it might not be terrible as far as snow, but it's going to be cold, as it always is this time of year at Lambeau Field.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's going to be too much for Tom Brady and that Tampa team. They're going to have to play another perfect game, which they didn't play against the Saints. The Saints just hurting themselves over and over again. So I got KC winning a close one. I wish I could pick Buffalo because I've been on Buffalo for a couple of months, and Josh Allen has established himself as definitely a star, heading to a superstar, and I love what Sean McDermott's done there. They've got a solid defense. They've got Stephon Diggs. It's going to be a really tough game, and if Mahomes plays, the Chiefs are going to win that one close, and I think the Packers win their game by about 7 points or so against the Bucs. People are wondering, the Chiefs are about a 3-point favorite right now with Mahomes' injury hanging over their heads. He is allegedly going to practice tomorrow on Wednesday, so that's good news. It looks like he's really made some strides with the concussion protocol stuff. I think he's going to play regardless. And you look at the other game, the Packers are like a 4-point favorite. I think both home teams win and cover, and you've got a Chiefs-Packers, Mahomes-Rodgers Super Bowl.
State Farm Super Bowl.
State Farm Super Bowl. The discount double check. So those are my picks, and I'm sticking with it. Lon, I got some bad news. My software has frozen. I apologize. This has never happened before. What do you want me to do? Because I want to make sure people know that we're not going to go off the air. But I might have to reboot this, so I apologize.
Not a problem. We can either continue talking. We had one more guest coming up. We can always
let's just restart this.
We can take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Apologies. There I am. Am I there?
Yes, you are. You're back.
Actually, I have never. Listen. Live TV and radio is a thing.
It's always something.
I apologize because I've never had that happen before, and I've done 110 of these shows. So apologies there, but at least you could, everything was good before that. So go ahead, Lawton, if you want to. I got that graphic you throw up too.
Yeah. Well, let's. We've got to make the picks honest, right? So it's interesting that you picked the Super Bowl the way it is. I picked it the same way, but I just happen to think it's Aaron Rodgers' year. I don't think it's anything against Mahomes or KC. I think they're pretty loaded, but I just feel like him and Devontae Adams have something really special, and they just did not have a lot of problems collecting wins this year. And I feel like they've got the home field advantage. I think it's just Green Bay's year. I just have a feeling, and nothing to take. I'm taking nothing away from Kansas City. I wouldn't be disappointed if either of those teams won, but let's see if Aaron Rodgers can get another one.
All right, let's let Ava get involved here for a second. All right, we're not going to let you pick the title games because your team stinks, but give me the Jets' record year one of Robert Saleh. I'm going to set the over-under at 3.5. What do we got?
How many games do you think you're going to win, Ava?
Yeah, how many games are the Jets going to win? What?
Give us a number, and we're gonna keep you honest in the fall.
Yeah, give us a number. I'm recording this. This show is being recorded.
17-24.
No, not a score. Like
17-24.
How many wins?
I don't know. What did they do? I don't know. 5.
5. All right, 5.
She's going over a lot.
I like it. That's good.
I was thinking of Eric's comment that you were playing a rematch of Super Bowl I.
Kansas City.
Very true.
Yes, there it is. Time repeats.
By the way, here's the incredible B-roll that Lawton prepared for us. I apologize that we didn't get it up there. There's a little Mahomes for you. Lawton, and I think it's one of these things, too, where it's been a crazy year, and you're going to have very limited fans at both these home games. Although the crowd at Lambeau Field last week when the Packers won against the Rams sounded like a lot more than 10,000 people. The crowd at Buffalo sounded like a lot more than 6,700 people. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to be, NFL, if people don't know this, if they're not big NFL fans, there's no bigger home field advantage than football. Basketball and football are by far the biggest. Baseball and hockey, not as big of a deal. But to not have a full stadium for a conference title game really opens it up for a team like Tampa with Brady and for a team like Buffalo with Josh Allen, especially the fact that they run the ball so well. Allen can run for 100 and throw for 300. So that's why these spreads are a little lower. That's why there's a great chance that both underdogs can win a lot. Most times in NFC and AFC title games, you rarely have a road team win. This year with all the crazy COVID stuff, you might have both teams win. I'm not going – that's not my picks. I think Kansas City and the Packers both win, and you get that rematch Super Bowl one. Wasn't Hank Stram the coach that matriculate down the field? What the hell's going on down here? But I don't see it happening. But it's a much bigger advantage for these road teams to not have to go to a sold out Lambeau or a sold out Arrowhead. And if Mahomes doesn't play for some reason, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be crazy that the Bills could be a 7-point favorite. The Vegas odds makers are saying if Mahomes doesn't play with Chad Henne, the former Wolverine great that I was. He was the part of that Capital One Bowl game in 2007 when they carried Lloyd Carr off the field to beat Tim Tebow, your boy, and the Florida Gators as 10-point dogs. So I really hope Mahomes plays because that would suck. I mean, you want the best players out there, and it looks like he's trending towards, a very good chance of playing. But if he doesn't, the Bills have a really good chance to be in the Super Bowl. So keep abreast of that throughout this week, friends.
I'm learning so much from you, Dan.
Yeah, we appreciate you so much for the collaboration, especially all of the behind-the-scenes work you do on the show. We'll be talking soon. We thank you, sir.
I thank you very much, too. Thank you.
Well, Ava, from sports, right? From sports to sports trading cards is where we end our show this week. I'm not sure if I've told you this story yet, but the last week of December of 2020, I unearthed some major money that was sitting in my garage. So here's the story. So check this out. So throughout last year, the trading card market had been heating up, and my younger brother was consistently sending me these little articles and messages and saying, hey, you might want to dig those out of the garage sometime soon. But it's a process. I collected a lot of cards from like 1986 to like 92. And so I wasn't looking forward to it's fun to look through them, but it's a lot of work. So over Christmas break at our Christmas dinner, my brother said, hey, it's time. I'm going to come down and we're going to go through them. So my oldest son and brother came down, and we started going through some of my old trading cards. Now I don't know if some might not be old enough to remember Garbage Pail Kids or baseball.
I remember. You got a piece.
I remember Garbage Pail. Adam Bob, Ronnie Ray Gun. I have the whole set.
Baseball cards, football, basketball, you name it. We unearthed quite a few really, really good cards, and we were surprised at some of the values on them. And I'm not sure if you heard this week, but a 1952 Mickey Mantle baseball card just sold for $5.2 million. Unfortunately, I didn't have one of those, but it just did this week. So people are starting to talk about these trading cards again. So what I did was I decided to go and hit up my friend, Mr. Dave Sweet in Grand Ledge, Michigan. He has a collectibles shop. And there he is. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, guys. Hey, Lawton. Hey, Ava.
Hey, we have a few cards fitted to PSA for grading, and we won't find out for a little bit on the pricing, but
we do.
We'll keep you all informed. Do you still see a lot of these trading card inquiries, Dave?
Yeah. So trading cards have always been popular, right? Our parents and grandparents put them in their bike spokes. We collected them when we were younger and whatnot. There was a little dip in the market after the 80s and the 90s. The cards were overproduced. You saw a lot of cards at, places like Meijer, Walmart, $5 a box.
Sure.
But recently, there's been an uptick in not only trading cards, but, pop culture collectibles in general. COVID had a lot to do with it. People were sitting at home, just like you did, find, your cards from back in the day. Some of the documentaries like, the Michael Jordan Last Dance, the untimely passing of Kobe, has, got people digging through. I had a Kobe Bryant rookie card. And, hopefully you do, because it can be worth thousands of dollars. So what we did, and what's kind of separating, just collecting cards from, investing in cards is the grading process. When, cards, when we were younger, you had the Beckett, kind of gave you an idea of pricing. But it didn't really give you condition or things like that. What grading does, and here's an example of what happens when you send a card in to be graded, is they do a couple of different things. They look at the card based on, the corners. They look at, how it's centered overall, and then they give it a grade between 1 and 10. 1 is the worst, 10 is the best. They also authenticate the card to make sure it's real. And then that kind of gives you a price range, like you were saying, that Mickey Mantle card that sold for 5.2 million was a 9 out of 10. That Mickey Mantle card in a 1 ran over by, a semi truck is still worth the price of a nice new car.
Yeah. And that's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but, and what we did is we were doing, cards that aren't super rare, but have started to pick up value. You have your Barry Sanders rookie and your Jerry Rice rookie and stuff like that from footballs in 86, 89. In basketball, like we said, Kobe Bryant's rookie, 96. That's not that long ago. You got Shaq from 92. Grant Hill 95. These cards, that people are sitting around, can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on what condition they're in when you send them in to be graded.
Can I tell a quick heartbreaking story that's very relevant to your video?
You absolutely can.
Dave, I had to jump in. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to tell this. So I'm a big card collector too, Dave. Thanks so much for coming on. It's just fascinating stuff. I think people are really. I read a lot of articles this year about the respark in interest because they make so few of them now that they're worth. LeBron James jersey cards are worth thousands. Yeah. My dad, as a kid, big baseball fan, he had 4 Mickey Mantle rookie cards on the spoke of his bicycle. So my trust fund's gone. That's all I got. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, like I said, even on the spokes of a bicycle with mud on it, the cards are so rare. They're still worth a bunch of money. So.
Before Danny hopped in, I was going to ask you, just like, what are some hot items in the collectibles market now, other than the trading cards?
Right. So when he came in, when he mentioned, Adam Bomb, the garbage pail kid. So believe it or not, Adam Bomb is, one of the best cards. So is Nasty Nick. Those 1985 garbage pail kids, have been bringing $10,000-$12,000. In pristine condition online. But what has completely outpaced sports cards over the last couple of years, believe it or not, is pop culture cards like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering cards. So Pokemon first came out in 1999. So, your nephews, might have played with these cards. Your kids might have these cards in a box. Last month, a first edition foil Charizard card sold for $300,000 in a Gem 10 PSA holder online. So we're talking a card that's just barely over 20 years old.
Still hold value?
I'm sorry.
Do you see Beanie Babies ever? Do they still have value?
No. So Beanie Babies have their time in the sun. You had people, waiting in line, fighting, to get these Beanie Babies. I remember I was younger. I would go. There was a window Valent store that would get Beanie Babies in, and I would buy them, and I'd ride my bike to the sports card shop and trade them in for sports cards and whatnot. But Beanie Babies, are worth a fraction of what they used to be, and I don't see those coming back anytime soon.
Thank goodness for that.
But some of the other collectibles, still are, with the, all the Marvel movies, and superhero stuff that have come out, older comic books, like we got, Spider-Man and like the first appearance of Venom and stuff like that. Same company, that grades, the sports cards and whatnot, you can get, comic books graded. even toys, original Transformer toys, Ninja Turtles, Master of the Universe, He-Man, things like that, from the 80s and early 90s in the original packaging. There's a huge, comeback with that when you see like the Comic Cons and whatnot. So it's not just sports related, it's just pop culture and culture in general.
What are some gems people might find like in their own home? Is there anything that's like collectible or making money?
Yeah. So, I mean, besides like the cards and comics and stuff like that, a lot of times that we see when people come in, we'll mention, like a class ring, that you had from like high school or college, or, your thick gold chain or herringbone that, you wore, in high school. The price of like gold and silver over the last few years has skyrocketed, and a ring you might have sitting around or a chain could bring you hundreds to possibly thousands of dollars just for the gold content.
Do you ever see vinyl records?
Yeah, vinyl records come in. There's not a huge collector base in our area for vinyl, so I don't dabble in vinyl too often, but there's definitely a market for vinyl. Some of the older stuff, some of the really rare LPs like, One of a Time Wu-Tang Clan, or, the Beatles Baby Doll Head album, some of those things. I mean, even like periodicals and stuff like that, original, Sports Illustrated, Mad Magazine comics from back in the day.
I remember those.
The original Playboy magazine, even that is worth thousands of dollars.
It's incredible. Now, estate sales are also helpful to your business. How do you get involved in those?
So we're kind of like, your one-stop shop. We specialize in a lot of decorative collectibles, Yadro, Swarovski, Armani, Hummels, Lalique, stuff like that, people may inherit that they don't really know what to do with, because it's nothing that they've ever been interested in. Same thing with like coin collections and stamps. So, we help people, evaluate their collections. We'll buy them outright, or, help them sell them in a manner that, fits for their personal preference.
Dave, an honor and privilege. You're a good friend. I really appreciate you helping me out. We're going to continue to let people know about the progress. I know I've got a few cards in. We're gonna make some money here together.
We sent them in. One of the things that tells you how popular this has become is it's a 5-month wait.
Right. Dave calls me every day and says, "Yeah, we'll probably know in June," but it's kind of the anticipation is kind of fun. Hey, they were just sitting in the garage, right?
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of like the casino or playing the lotto. I mean, grading is subjective, so you don't really know. You have an idea what you're going to get, but you never know. And, that's part of the game. People will crack them out of their holders and send them back in to hope for a higher grade. I mean, a difference between a 7 and an 8 could be $20,000. So.
Great. And we got your website right there, Revival Collectibles. If anybody's interested, hop on the website, get in touch with Dave, and he can answer. We had so many questions coming up on the screen in regards to collectibles. And Dave can help you out.
So, yeah.
Dave, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
You're welcome. You guys have a good night.
Thanks a lot. Dave Sweet, Revival Collectibles. A lot of great guests tonight, Ava.
Yeah, we're going to have them all back. I feel like there's so many questions I had to ask, and Dan just took all our time up.
He did. But
what the hell?
Sorry.
We like him a lot. Well, we encourage anyone to, if you saw something tonight that you feel might be impactful for anybody, please share our episode from our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, and join us in February for episode 3. Be on the lookout for dates and times via our Facebook page. Ava, always an honor and a privilege. We had a lot of fun tonight. Great guests.
Best.
Shout out to all of them. They were so great, and like I said, it makes it a lot easier for them to be able to do this from home, and we really appreciate the time.
Always a great time. Thank you, Law, and thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you'll tune in for the next show. I believe we might even have magic and all kinds of crazy things. So
we got lots in store. We're planning both that show and the March show as we speak. For Ava and Vari, I'm Lawton Luntz. This is Hey That Easy. Thanks so much for watching.